Okay, so in this tutorial, we're going to kind of continue creating a scene for our robot animation. We're going to make a background, sky, and ground, and we're going to do that by creating new layers. And so in Animate, you have this timeline here. You have the Properties window and the toolbar. The Properties window will change depending on what you have selected. So if I click on the graphic, that is the robot, you'll see the Properties window changed. If I click into a frame, you'll get properties about the frame. If you click out of the frame, you'll get properties of the entire document. So you could see the width, W is the width and the height over here, and you can see frames per second. Okay, you can see that we are it's an ActionScript 3 file. Okay, now we're going to create a new layer by clicking this button here. It creates a new layer and it put it above the robot layer. You can double click, and we're going to call this one background. Oops. And okay, and if I draw something on there temporarily, I'm going to put something temporarily on there. Okay, the first thing I want to show you though is the ability, you have the ability to lock a layer. So if I want to work on this background layer and I accidentally click over like this or drag, I might accidentally select the robot. But if I lock the layer, I can't select the robot. And that comes in handy sometimes, so you don't accidentally grab things you don't want. Now you have to make sure you're on the background layer to draw your background. I'm just going to take this rectangle tool. I'm going to click here to change the color. And by the way, let me move this properties window over here so you can see what I'm doing. If you have an outline and you don't want the outline, which I don't want this for, I'm just going to make the sky. So you could check this tab here to get rid of your outline. And let's just pick, you could pick blue, and then you could actually click this little rainbow circle over there in the corner. I'm not sure if you saw that. Let me move this over a little bit more. The rainbow circle in the corner, and you could, you know, make it a lighter blue. You know, you could play around with that. Okay, so you could actually, you know, give these values by hand if you wanted to do that. Okay, and let's see. I don't know. Just make those even. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so we got, it's not a true sky color, but we're going to use that for our background for now. Okay, so let's drag this properties window here, and I'm going to go ahead and now drag a rectangle from corner to corner, and you can see it extends past the stage, and that's okay. You'll never see it. You won't see anything outside of the stage when we actually play the movie. So we're going to drag the layer now. You can't see the robot, right? So what we're going to do is just simply drag the layer down. And now the background is behind the robot. Okay, good. Now let's make some ground. Okay, so let's make a new layer. And we want to make sure, first of all, we lock the background layer. Remember, lock this layer so you don't accidentally goof that up. Okay, so I'm going to get the rectangle tool. I'm going to pick a different color. I'm trying to pick a different color. Go ahead and pick, I'm just going to go green. This is like really bright grass he's walking across. Okay, so here we go. We're going to click into this frame, and I'm going to drag up here. Now these are just temporarily placeholders before I actually make a cool graphic for ground that's going to go by, and background, sky. Okay, so now we can go control test, and you can see he's got background and ground, and of course we're going to need to make things move, and I'm just going to show you one more thing. Whoops, I got to label this, and we're going to label this ground, and between the ground and the background we're going to make a new layer, and we're going to say moving object. Okay, and here this is going to later become a tree or something like that, but for now let's just, or a building, let's just make it a gray, like it's a building. It's just going to be a pole or something right here. Okay, it's going to start, actually I'm going to move it off the screen here, and I am going to just leave it like that for now. And in the next tutorial, I'm going to make that object move across the screen. Okay, so have fun setting up your 3 layers. Have fun.